What is up, guys? Today we're going to go over 5 power tools that every car guy needs. Alright, so before we get into 5 tools, I just want to go over, you don't need power tools, but they make your life a lot easier, and I would highly suggest that you invest in some power tools. And you can go with whatever brand you want, but I'd like to steer you in the right direction and get you some nice Milwaukee power tools. You know, for the price, you can't beat it. You can throw these things around, you can drop them off ladders, you can run them over. Some of them, I wouldn't advise doing it on purpose. So I've used Milwaukee tools for a few years now, and everyone I know uses Milwaukee tools. I've heard nothing but good things about them, and I can only say good things about them. So, without further ado, let's just jump right in and get to number 1. Alright, so number 1 is the Motorized Ratchet. I know a few brands make them. I love this thing. I've had this particular model for a few months now, but I had the original one for about 6 months before that, and I used it a lot, and I loved it. But this one here, this is the Fuel brushless, and it is a tank. This thing is great. It's like a little Impact, but it does, I think, up to 60 foot-pounds of torque, or it might be 55, it's 3/8 one. Anyways, it's more than enough for stuff that you do with cars. Anything you use a regular ratchet on, you can use this on, as long as you can fit it in there. This one is the Fuel, so it is beefier, but you can get the regular one, which is, I mean, it's okay. It's not a bad choice, but highly suggest the Fuel if you are going to get one. Alright, so number 2, you need a drill. You're gonna need a drill. You're gonna run into some bolts where you break them, some screws that are stripped. You're gonna need to make a hole somewhere. You're gonna need a drill. This is the 12-volt Fuel. You can get the 18-volt. You can get the 18-volt Fuel. You can go corded if you want. I would suggest staying away from corded, unless you don't mind, you know, messing with extension cords. But you need a drill. You can use it for so much. They're great. You can't go without them. Let's move on to number 3. That's this boy here. This is a must. Honestly, if you are to only get one of these, get this one. It's, oh my god, especially if you're swapping tires out all the time. Like if you want to go from your street tires to your drift spares, or you want to swap drift spares out at the track, or you get a flat tire or whatever. This is going to be your best friend. I used it to swap out drift spares all the time, and it's great. It's 1,100 foot-pounds of nut-busting torque. In the automotive world, you're never going to run into 1,100 foot-pounds. The only thing that would be close, like the hardest thing you're probably ever going to run into, is if you work on semi-trucks, you know, big diesel trucks, and the lug nuts are rusted out. There's videos out there of this thing taking those on, and it's pretty impressive. Yeah, I've used this for quite a lot. I even used it for taking apart most of the motor I got that I'm throwing in my S13, and this thing went through them like a champ. It's great. So number 4 is probably the second most important thing that you should get if you're, you know, wanting to work on cars. You never know how long certain things are going to take. You could start at 6 a.m., finish at midnight. You could start at midnight, and finish at 6 a.m., you know, whatever your schedule is. If you're going to be working in the dark, you need a light. And I would recommend getting this one because it has magnets at the bottom that allow it to mount anything metal. It has this diamond here, you can hang it on a nail and it will hold it. The way that it sits, if you sit it flat, it's shooting up. If you want it head on or you want it down, put it upside down, it's shooting down. You can put it on its side if you just want, you know, head on. You could hang it from stuff. It also has this clamp here built into it. You can clamp it to things, and it's great. This is the 12-volt one. The 18-volt one is actually better. I have that at work. It's the same thing essentially. It's just this is like a flip out screen like on a camera, and you could turn it and twist it and manipulate where the light goes. It's a lot better. That one's only 20 bucks more too, so I would suggest at least getting this if you're already invested in the 12-volt lineup. If you have the 18-volt lineup, then get the 18 version because it's better in every way. Alright, so last but not least, you're gonna want this. And this is the most dangerous power tool that you're most likely ever gonna work with. It's a grinder, an angle grinder. So if you need to cut anything metal, you need a grinder because it'll go through just about anything. You can get the discs. The discs are cheap, relatively cheap. You know, certain things you can get wire wheels for them. You can get sanding discs. You can get grinding discs, the cutting wheels, and it's great. It'll cut it. I just be careful with it because it can kill you if you're not careful. It happens. So you know, be careful. Don't hurt yourself with it. Grinders make sparks, so also don't do it near like flammable liquid or anything. You know, some compressed air cans or whatever. Don't mess around with this. This is the one thing that can and will hurt you if you let it. With that being said, it is one of the most useful tools. Personally, I hate using it because the sparks and the noise and everything. It's essential though. I don't have a bandsaw, so this is my option, and it works great. It's just, you know, not my preferred method. Alright, so that's my 5 power tools that every car guy needs. They're power tools, just make your life so much easier. That's the whole point of getting power tools. Hand tools are great. You definitely need hand tools, but you need power tools as well, in my opinion. Now, you don't have to get any of these. You could get something totally different. You can get a different brand. You can get totally different tools. You can start at a different spot than what I was suggesting. You can start wherever you want to. It's your money. I'm not going to tell you how to spend it. However, if you do want any of these, I have links in the description where you can get them. Personally, I would suggest starting with these, at least staying with Milwaukee. You can try other brands if you want. If you already invested in a certain brand, then, you know, keep going for it. If you're on the fence of what brand to get, I personally would say go with Milwaukee. You either buy nice or you buy twice. I mean, some of the ones I showed you were fuel versions. Every one that has a fuel version, there's a regular version too that's not fuel. It's usually anywhere from half price to maybe 50 bucks cheaper, depending on, you know, how much it costs. The only one that I would say definitely get the fuel, like for sure, like don't mess with the regular version, is this guy. See, I think it's 200 bucks and that's tool only, okay? That's no batteries, so you're gonna have to invest in batteries too. I'll put links for batteries as well. Well, when it comes to batteries, you know, you can get what you want, but I'd recommend don't get the little batteries because they're overpriced and not worth it compared to the bigger batteries. You don't have to get fancy with the huge batteries. So yeah, leave a like if you did. Comment down below for what's your favorite tool brand. I'm curious. It might be obvious to see what I like. Obviously, it's DeWalt. And after that, you know, consider hitting that subscribe button. Hit the little bell next to it. Give it a little ring if you want to be notified whenever a new video comes up. I've got a lot of content coming out in the future. We've got a 240SX that we're throwing an RB20 DET into. So if you want to see that, you know, there's videos there or there. I don't know which side it's on. It's going to be up top right about now. So check that out. And then, you know, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.